Hello, hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am discussing the some important chapter exercise question answers, that is ಫ್ರೆಡರಿಕ್ ಡಗ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಪ್ರಥಮ PUC ತರಗತಿಗೆ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆತ್ಮೀಯವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೆಡರಿಕ್ ಡಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಘಟಕದ ಸಮರಿ 1 marks ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್, 2 marks ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್, ಲಾಂಗ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ತರಗತಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ತಾವು ನನ್ನ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗದೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆಗಿ, ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೀಡಿಯೋಗಳನ್ನ ತಾವು ವೀಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪದೇ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬೆಲ್ ಐಕಾನ್ ಒತ್ತಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ನೋಟಿಫೈ ಆಗೋದ ಮೂಲಕ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೀಡಿಯೋಗಳು ಲಭ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಫ್ರೆಡರಿಕ್ ಡಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಘಟಕದ ಸಮರಿಯನ್ನು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಫ್ರೆಡರಿಕ್ ಡಗ್ಲಾಸ್, ನೆರೇಟಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫ್ರೆಡರಿಕ್. Summary. Frederick Douglass was born into the slavery sometimes in 1817 or 1880. Like many slaves, he is unsure of his exact date of birth. Lloyd owns hundreds of slaves who call his large central plantation the Great House Farm. Life on any of Lloyd's plantations like that on many southern plantations in Britain. Remembering Frederick Douglass' escape from slavery. Frederick Douglass escaped from slavery on September 3, 1838, aided by disguise and job skills he had learned while forced to work in Baltimore's shipyards. Douglass posed as a soldier when he grabbed a train in Baltimore that was headed to Philadelphia. Frederick Douglass does not know his true age or date of birth because he is a slave. He also states that none of the slaves he has ever met could not tell of their birthday either. Frederick Douglass' relationship with his mothers is not good, seeing that they are both working on separate plantations. As a slave, Douglass did not know his parents well. His father was most likely his master, and his mother was on a neighboring plantations and died when he was still a young boy. He was separated from his mother as an infant, as was the custom with slaves. She would come and visit him, but he barely knew her. Frederick Douglass is mainly famous as an abolitionist. After he escaped from slavery, he became one of the leading abolitionist speakers and writers in the United States. He was definitely the most important African American male abolitionist. He pushed for black freedom in many ways. Frederick Douglass was an escaped slave who became a prominent activist, author, and public speaker. He became a leader in the abolitionist movements, which sought to end the practice of slavery before and during the Civil War. Captain Anthony Douglass' first master and probably his father. Anthony is the clerk of Colony Lloyd, managing Lloyd's surrounding plantations and the overseers of those plantations. Anthony is a cruel man who takes pleasure in the whipping his slaves, especially Douglas' aunt Hester. Douglas used a simple, straightforward narrative style with a focus on the details of his life as a slave. Douglas was the important leader in the abolitionism abolitionism movement. Abolitionism was a movement to end slavery. It gained prominence in US during the Civil War. Frederick Douglass was the most prominent African American abolitionist and an important leader in the movement. Douglass devoted his life to abolish slavery, but his work did not end when, in 1861, President Lincoln ended the institution of slavery. Douglass fought for civil rights and to empower African Americans to develop their own skills and to take responsibility for their actions. Douglass is essentially willing to die for his freedom. He believes that man was created to be free and utterly detests his condition as a slave. Freedom is the ultimate gift in the Douglas opinion, and he suffers through extraordinary obstacles to gain his independence. Frederick Douglass has been called the father of the civil rights movement. He rose through determination, brilliance, and eloquence to save the American nation. He was an abolitionist, human rights and women's rights activist, author, journalist, publishers, and social reformers. Comprehension number 1 marks questions. First question: who was Frederick Douglass? Right answer: he was a slave boy. Second question: what was the earlier name of the Frederick Douglass? Right answer: Frederick Augustine Washington Bailey. When was he born? In 1817 or 1880? Why was he sent to Baltimore? Right answer: to be a house servant or child servant. Fifth question: who taught him to read and write? Right answer: his master's wife. Question number 6: when did he escape from slavery? In 1938. Question number 7: where did he go after escaping from slavery? Right answer: he went to New York City. Question number 8: where was he born? Right answer: born in Tuckahoe. Question number 9: where is Tuckahoe? Tuckahoe is near Hillsborough, about 12 miles from Easton in Talbot County, Maryland. Question number 10: why did he write narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass? Because he was such an impressive orator that numerous persons doubted if he had ever been a slave? Question number 11. Name the autobiographical works of Frederick Douglass. Right answer: My Bandage and My Freedom and Life and Times of Frederick Douglass. Question number 12. Why did not Frederick Douglass know his correct age? Right answer: because he has no authentic record. Question number 13. What would his master look at the enquiries about the slave's birthday? Right answer: the master considered two enquiries about the slaves was improper and impertinent impertinent and evidence of the restless spirit. Question number 14. Who was Frederick Douglass' mother? Harriet Bailey. Question number 15. What was whispered about his father? Right answer: it was whispered that his own master was his father. Question number 16. When was he separated from his mother? Right answer: when he was just an infant. Question number 17. Why were the children separated from their mothers at an earlier age? Right answer: to hinder the development of the child's affection of the mother for the child. Question number 18. Who takes care of the separated children? Right answer: an old woman who is too old for field labor. Question number 19. What was the penalty to the field hand for not being in the field at sunrise? Right answer: for a whipping. Question number 10. How old was Douglas when he lost his mother? Right answer: he was about 7 years old. Question number 21. Name the person who was believed to be both Douglas' father and master. Right answer: Captain Antony. Question number 22. Who are the mulatto children's? Right answer: a children with one white parents and other black parents. Question number 23. How did Douglas receive the tidings of his mother's death? Right answer: as the death of the stranger. Who was the Anna Murray? Anna Murray is the Douglas' wife. Question number 25. Why did Mr. Antony acquire the name Captain Antony? Right answer: because by sailing a craft on the Chesapeake Bay. Question number 26. How many farms did he own? Right answer: he owned 2 or 3 farms. Question number 27. Who was Mr. Plumber? He was an overseer, a miserable drunkard, a profane swearer, and a savage monster. Next to long answer question comprehension number 2. What kind of hardships did the slaves suffer at the hands of the slaveholder and his mistress? The slaves suffer as a lot of hardships at the hands of the slaveholder and his mistress. They were a constant offense to their mistress. She was forever disposed to find fault with them. They could never do anything to please her. She took pleasure in seeing them, especially when she suspected her husband of showing greater concern towards his mulatto children than the other black slaves. To please the mistress, the master was forced to sell such slaves to human flesh mangers. The only alternative to this cruel deed was to whip them himself or see one white son tied up his brother and apply the gory lash to his neck back. Next question number 2. What was Mr. Plumber give instance to show his ruthlessness? Mr. Plumber was an overseer. He was a miserable drunkard, a profane swear, and a savage monster. He looked after Captain Antony's farms. He always went armed with a cow skin and a heavy cudgel. He would cut and slash the woman's head to horribly that even masters would be engaged at his cruelty. He used to tie up to a joist and whip them upon to their naked backs till they were literally covered with blood. No words, no tears, no give players from his gory victims seemed to move his iron heart from its bloody purpose. The louder they screamed, the harder he whipped, and where the blood ran faster, he whipped longest. He could stop whipping only when he was tired. Next, comprehension number third, long answer questions. First question: how does the passage comment on the dreadful experience of slavery? Right answer: the passage reveals the emotional and physical torture slaves have to undergo at the hands of their masters. Right from the time of their birth, they were not allowed to have any sense of their identity except the realization that they were inferior to the white children. Their both date or names of parents were not revealed. The children were separated from their mothers in infancy itself in order to avoid any bonds forming between the mothers and the children. The mother would be sent to a distant farm and the child was placed under the care of very old slave women. The children were made to do all kinds of tasks in the house and on the fields without any rest. They were not allowed to ask for any favors. Impotence or mistakes of any kinds resulted in their being whipped till blood flowed on their backs. They were deliberately kept ignorant. The mistress would find fault in their works and take pleasure in punishing them. To please the mistress, the master was forced to sell his own children to human flesh mangers. Unless he would do that, he must not only if them himself, but see one white son tie up his brother and play the gory lash to his naked back. Douglas finds out how the masters manipulate the circumstance to shout their convenience. Blacks are not born Shubumen but are dehumanized to such heartless practice of slave owners. ಇಷ್ಟು ಈ ಘಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದಂಥ ಎಕ್ಸೈಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸಮರಿ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದಂತೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಗೊಂದಲವಿದ್ದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಟು ಆಲ್.